Are you ready for some watercolor fun with this easy do-it-yourself watercolor flower card for Mother's Day or any time? Cut a card that will fit into an envelope out of some watercolor paper and use some painter's tape or masking tape to tape it down to a hard surface. You'll use a permanent pen in this first method we're going to do and draw some whimsical flowers. That's just kind of a daisy, and look at how I use those little C shapes to make something that looks kind of like a rose, and then some cloud shapes. Flowers, a stem, a few leaves with some lines down the center, and then add a few little doodad shapes like a curlicue or a few lines into the background to fill in that extra space, maybe some dots like that. It's just whimsical. Don't worry about being precise. Then you're going to take some clear water and put it over the flowers. Again, don't worry if it stays completely exactly inside the lines. You're going to fill your paintbrush with paints and then dip them into that wet surface, and they're just going to spread to fill that water area. It's so pretty. Don't paint, just let the paint kind of spread around as it wants to. Then come back and do the same thing with the leaves and dip some of that green and put them in there and just let it blend out into the water, and then use the water, clear water again, and go all the way over the background area, and you're going to add a color there. I've used 3 different colors of flowers, and I've used yellow for my background, which is a nice tie-in color, but you can choose the colors you want as well. And let that just kind of dry, and then go ahead and peel off that tape, and look at that cute card. Now let's try it a second way. We're going to wet the entire surface of the watercolor paper card, and then fill your paintbrush up with paint colors, and you're going to let them dip down into the water and just blur into shapes. Can you see we're going to use those for different flowers? So I've used purple, blue, and red for these, and then I'm adding some green around that will end up being the leaves, and even dropping in some of that background yellow. And it just blurs. It's okay if they even blend together. This is a great way to learn about watercolor paint and how it works on paper. Let it completely dry, and then use your permanent fine line marker to make those same kind of flower shapes as we did in the first variation of this card. And then peel off the painter's tape, and look what you have. An easy do-it-yourself watercolor flower card for Mother's Day or any occasion. So whimsical and fun. Complete instructions over at Welcome to Nana's. Come join the fun.